I don't know if I showed this earlier in the process of doing some woodwork inside the van, but all the wood is either painted with paints that are supposed to be, no VOCs, eco-friendly kind of things. And this is a natural or a non-toxic clear wood sealant with, again, no VOCs, water soluble, etc., etc. These pieces will be going along the ceiling ribs inside the van, ceiling roof, we don't call it, to which I can mount or connect vertical braces, vertical posts for shelving and that kind of thing. Here I'm installing my last ceiling rail. I've installed the other ceiling rails. These rails are mainly just for suspending cargo from the roof, from the ceiling, like my duffel bags and some other tools that would be suspended from the ceiling. And here I've finished installing the support blocks for my vertical posts, and this is the base for my two small ceiling fans. So I spent the last couple hours marking and drilling some holes and leaving the screws there, but not the metal plates. I'm putting some metal plates at various locations along the interior of the roof. So instead of running AC or DC wiring for various lights that I'd have to install, I'm just using I've got a couple of these work lights, 2 or 3 of them, actually 4 if you count the long one. So I've got these work lights, they're magnetic on the back, and in the process of putting up my ceiling liner, I am going to be also attaching these metal plates to help hold the ceiling liner up on the ribs of the roof. And of course then I can place these lights on there no problem. So I'm placing these plates at various locations that are strategic, I guess you can say, for me, thinking of where I'd be and where I'd want some lighting, etc. So there's various locations along the roof. I can move my lights around as I come in the van, go out the van, as I'm sitting, working, whatever. So I've got this black vinyl material. I've put an additional bit of liner stuff in between, and I'm just cutting out, I guess you can call them gaskets or whatever. This will go between the metal plate and the ceiling liner material to prevent any damage to the ceiling liner. Next round, next day, I just realized before I can continue and start installing, hanging, mounting, we're going to call it, the ceiling liner, I do need to finish covering all the wood. All wood must be sealed and or painted in some way to prevent mold and mildew in the future. So I need to get these, need to tape around the fan and paint these 2x4s that frame it. And there's a little block of wood up there still that's not sealed in any way. All the other wood in the van right now is sealed. Then we can go about hanging, installing, gluing the ceiling liner. So the plan, of course, was to use heavy-duty contact spray adhesive for mounting, installing the new ceiling liner fabric. But I also knew I was going to need heavy-duty double-sided tape to mount the ceiling liner material all along the edges of the ceiling and the metal frame all around the top there. But it also involved cutting all kinds of custom length strips to fit in specific nooks and crannies and around corners and curves. So applying the double-sided tape was, of course, a bulk of the time to get started as part of the preparation. Okay, so we got the steel plates up for the lights, got the vertical posts up for the shelving. We'll go from there. So this first section of liners up. The back section I'm waiting on until I get my shelves and other things done. So I got the back section of the ceiling liner up. Got a little cut right there. I need to start removing the cover that went over my ceiling fan. Gotta open up the fan. And I knew that there'd be some material left over, and I figured I would use it maybe to line this bare wooden wall next to the bed. So finally, the fan, the roof vent fan, I think the first project I started on this van many moons ago, it's finally finished. So now that the ceiling liner is done, all the way back to the rear doors, I'll be screwing in some D-rings, D-loops from those rails that I've mounted up there to suspend my duffel bags above the bed. They'll be from the rear door coming forward above the bed. And then some things will be suspended from the ceiling for storage. But the next project really is going to be finishing the shelving next to the storage cabinets, then maybe some curtains, and a whole lot of other projects got to get done before the van will be ready to finally hit the road. One thing at a time.